Thank you for all the questions from the speakers in this forum. First of all, is to appreciate that we are all in it together. IBC alone cannot conduct election without the participation of all of us. And I can see some of the people here are coming from political parties that are the one who give up candidates to IBC. So elections is for us and all of us, and then that's why the pattern questions that are coming out are very important. Some of them, Dibal, are not questions; they are just comments, and probably some explanation has been given on some areas. There were questions about the access of the register, and especially across regions. Um, I think it is very clear in the constitution that elections should be accessible to the extent that all Kenyans have a right to participate in election under Article 38. They have right to register and vote. Therefore, election services, whether it's registration, must be taken to the people. What are we doing about access? First of all, we are having mobile kits where our clerks are moving from one place to another. In some of the ASO areas, they are following the pastoralist. We have to hire donkeys, camels, or vehicles so that we follow those pastoralists that are not able to settle in one place because of their lifestyle. In other areas, we have water masses. There are some areas we have islands. Our clerks, we are hiring boats so that they cross to those islands. An example is Bita, Ramu, and other areas where people have to cross rivers and do that. Then for other areas, we are hiring either motorbikes. Clerks are allowed to go by motorbikes because sometimes some of the areas are not accessible by vehicle. Others, we have vehicles that we are giving them, and others are even walking. Like in Nairobi, it becomes easier for a person to walk from one village to another as compared now to taking a vehicle or sometimes even a motorbike. So we are looking at all the dynamics that bring on board access. As per the border areas, I think we really must differentiate the work of IBC. As we register any Kenyan with an ID, because you must appear. So we cannot say this is, we cannot discriminate that this is a border person and this person is coming from here or there. Ours is that the Kenyan who have been issued with ID, the people who are responsible of issuing ID have ascertained that this one is a Kenyan. And that's why to us, because we are not the one who register people to get IDs, we only collaborate with people who issue IDs so that those IDs that are not corrected, that are lying with the chief's office or elsewhere, then they are able to be corrected and we register those people. Indeed, recently, 3 days ago, the National Registration Bureau said they have over 400,000 IDs lying in different centers where they have not been corrected. So I think those are the collaboration we do. Somebody else also asked about the data integrity. How is it that we are cleaning data? First of all, this register, as I explained earlier, has been built over time. And every time that there's an election, the constitution demands that the register must be audited. And the audit of the register, once done, the recommendation of that audit are implemented. And it is true that all the time those implementation has been done. First of all, the issue of removing dead voters. Once we are not the people who register births and deaths. So we pick the data that we are given by the registrar of deaths and births so that that data, when it comes to us, then we take it and it is signed officially and forwarded to us that these are the Kenyans who are dead. Then we are able to remove those dead voters. before the general election, and that is after the audit has been given, because those data must be compared. So the issue of the integrity of the register, multiple entry in the system that we are in, it is not possible to have multiple entry. The system before could have people registering thrice or twice, but this time you can register as many times as you want. But always the last registration, when it comes, is the one the system picks. So when you register again, it deletes, the system deletes all the other registration that you have registered before then. And therefore you cannot have multiple entry in the register, because the system, it's already alert that once you register, it means that you are canceling the previous registration. And one of the issues that is the unique identifier, the ID or the passport. Somebody asked why register, give the option of the passport or the ID. Both of them are identification documents. And the system is able to detect, because we have an API address with the IPRS, the population data, which include both ID and the passport. And the system is able to detect, because if you look at your passport, the ID number is also in your passport. I challenge you to go and check. Down there, where the line of identification is, you are going to find your ID number. So if you use a passport and you have an ID and you do both, then the system is able to detect. And then because those data they have an API of a kind of an integration that we are able to detect data. We have an MOU between us and the IPRS people for purposes of cleaning our data. And we are able to detect when somebody is have used the passport and also the ID, because the passport has also unique identifier to show that which ID this passport is coming from. You know, for you to get a passport of Kenya and you are an adult, you are required to have the ID must be recorded. For children, it is not, it's the birth certificate that you are asked to produce. And the birth certificate number is usually put there for children until they reach the age of majority. So the issue of data cleaning and data integrity, that's how we go about it. And in this particular registration, after registration, and before the next general election, the register must be audited. And the audit must be made public of some of the issues, just like KPMG did. And then the commission undertakes now to clean the register so that we have a better and a cleaner register. Because it is, somebody have said, which is true, the constitution say regular update of the register is what is required. And that comes to the next question, that we cannot entirely wake up just one day and say we are now doing away with the register. There must be mechanism why, and the reason why, and there must be also a law or a regulation that is telling us now it's time to clean up the register and register afresh, do away with that register, and come up with a new register. Because the exercise of registering every person afresh is a very costly exercise, so the budget may be availed. The law must be provided so that it support the Iebc. And it's the practice of countries, progressive countries like ourselves, to keep updating the register. But after some years, maybe 20, maybe 30, depending on how country agree, the best practice, and as an electoral practitioner, I'll tell you the best practice after quite a number of elections, the register must be done away with, and then you register people afresh. And that's require law and the available budget. But for now, we continue to do what the constitution say, regular update of the register, and include as many Kenyans as possible. And we actually, to us, we want to have an inclusive register as much as is practically possible. Any Kenyan who is eligible should be registered, whether young or old. I have seen it a bit concerning that some people want to discriminate even the older people now. It is a concern that we can now try to reach the older people. I think all, whether young, old, indeed the constitution say that you cannot discriminate a Kenyan on basis of age, on basis of gender, on basis of race, on basis, many bases, and one of it is age. So even if we write a statement like the one we did for older voters who probably have missed registration, we are within our right. And one of the issues that I will request you, as my fellow Kenyans and people who really are opinion shapers in this forum, is that you also give us the grace to work. And if you want to communicate, provided we have communicated and we have clarified, accept that we have a right to communicate and to reach out as many Kenyans as possible, because all Kenyans to us are equal.